Hey y'all, this is Chance Wise coming to you from the Drag Lab. It was requested from somebody who's interested in getting on stage and performing, asked me if I would do a video with a list of the do's and don'ts of being a drag king. Now this should go kind of quick because for every do, there's a direct don't, so that should help us go along quick. First thing you gotta know is, can you get on stage and not be deer in the headlights when you get out there? And I've seen a lot of very confident, very cocky, very arrogant people that, oh, I got this, I got this, I got this, and then they get on stage and like, you know. So if you can't get on stage, then you probably can't be a drag king. So there's actually ways that you can practice this, practice getting on stage. You can get a friend who's a performer to do it with you, or you can take like 2 weeks before you know you're going to get on stage. Take a song, learn every half beat of that song. Just know it in your head. Come up with a routine. You know what you're going to do when you get on stage. You're comfortable with it. And then get on stage and you'll just know what you're doing. That's how I did, because I'm actually very shy. Well, I used to be, not anymore. Bind your boobs. Now this is a big pet peeve, and this is like, pisses a lot of kings off. When you call yourself a drag king and you come out on stage and you have eyeliner, pencil drawn on facial hair, and you got double D's bouncing in the wind, you're not a drag king if you do this. And don't call yourself a drag king if you do this. You are a gender bender. There's a big difference. And I'm not saying that gender benders can't be entertaining, because I've been very entertained by gender benders. But just don't call yourself a drag king and come out like that. Because being a drag king, being a male illusionist, you're creating the illusion of being male. From top to bottom, if you're a male illusionist, you are male when you step out onto the stage. And that's the persona that we create. That's the illusion. That's why it's drag. So complete the illusion. Don't come out with, and I'm going to do a binding video, which I'm not going to bind. Y'all don't get to see my boobs. So, sorry. But anyway, costume. Costume like crazy. People go to drag shows because for decades, queens have come out with the most outrageous outfits. They come out with their face painted and sparkling everywhere, and they're just loud and entertaining and flamboyant, and that's why people go to drag shows. You know why people don't go to a lot of king shows sometimes? Is because kings come out with just plain old clothes that they took out of their closet, put on, and walk around the stage lip-syncing. Nobody wants to see that. People want to see outrageous costumes. They want to see energy. They want to see heart. They want to be entertained. You're not entertaining if you're just standing there like, oh, watermelon, 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 la 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 la. I want to smack people who do this. I really do, because it gives us all a bad name when one is bad. Okay, so costume, know your words, bind your boobs, entertain, be professional. Now, a lot of people would just define being professional as, did you get paid? Now that pisses me off, because yeah, it's nice to get paid, but that's not where being professional stops. You gotta show up on time. Now, on time with drag means you get there at least 45 minutes before the show starts. That way you can get your music turned in, you can figure out the lineup, you can chat with audience members, and you can be in your zone and ready to go when the show starts. So show up on time, don't leave a mess behind you, because don't nobody want to touch your dirty ass duct tape. Don't leave trash. Clean up after yourself. Don't talk shit about other performers. Yeah, drama is like a bad thing, and my saying for a while was it wouldn't be drag if there wasn't drama, but that's just annoying at this point because there's too much drama. So don't get involved in that game. It's just, so stay out of drama, be professional, don't steal from other entertainers. Now, the biggest part of being professional is being original. You gotta be original, you gotta bring on what your creativity can make. Which brings me to a diagram that I have about not copying other performers. See, here we have King Badass. King Badass is having a great time. Look at that smile on his face. His facial hair looks great. His bod is awesome, painting on abs and everything. Look at all this money sticking out of his pants, money flying in, hundreds coming in. King Badass has got his shit together. Now, over here we have King Doofy. Now, King Doofy is sad. Look at how sad Doofy is. Facial hair is all messed up. His hair is a mess. And he's wondering, why don't nobody like me? I look just like King Badass over here. Well, King Badass gets around because people like King Badass and they want to see King Badass because King Badass puts on a good show. You take King Doofy, and King Doofy thinks, why ain't they liking me? I look just like King Badass. Well, that's why people don't like you, is because you look just like King Badass. Now, copying another performer isn't just incredibly disrespectful, it shows that you have zero creativity to do your own thing. Do your own thing. It's very simple. Don't copy another performer, and that is like the biggest of don'ts ever in the drag world. Go steal other kings' mixes. If you like a mix that a king is doing, ask them if you can do it. It's just, be respectful. So if you just show up looking like another king, doing their act, people know. People get it. And you're not going to make the money. You're not going to be able to ride their coattails and cash in on the hard work that they put in. I'm just saying. So be original. Come up with your own stuff. If you're not very creative, there's plenty of people out there that are willing to help you make costumes and things that are just you. Mixes that are just for you. So, all that. Learn from every entertainer that you meet that's been in this business for a while. Queens, kings, gender benders, male dancers, female dancers. If they've been around drag, they know a thing or two. And they know more than you do if you're just starting out. I've seen way too many times a king comes out into the scene, wins a talent night, and all of a sudden the head swells up, and they don't want to take no advice from anybody, and they come out looking a mess. And by that point, you can't tell them nothing. You can't be like, dude, you just a dirty mess, go on. So, learn from everybody, and don't copy other performers. Be original. Come up with your own thing. Costume like crazy. Entertain. Know your words. Bind your boobs. And you should be alright. And find somebody that you can relate to. It's been suggested that you stay around drag for about 2 years to figure out what you're doing before you take on a drag parent. And when you do decide to take on a drag parent, make sure it's somebody that you can get along with, somebody you might have like the same kind of style as, and make sure it's not somebody who's overbearing that's going to try to change what you want to do. If you have an image, if you have a vision of what you want to do and somebody says, no, you probably shouldn't do that, listen to them. But if it's just because they're trying to get you to do it the way they would do it, then that's, I don't know. I'm saying something. I don't know what. Anyway, so that's the do's and don'ts, in my opinion, of being a drag king. I'm sure other people have other input on that. But ask around. 9 out of 10 performers that I've ever met have been super willing to help anybody new. So ask for help. Don't be ashamed to. And do your thing. Have fun with it. This is Chance Wise coming to you from the Drag Lab.